In the last video we checked out Half-Life 2, and every time I check out a Source Engine game, I get bit by the Source Engine bug, and I have to check out other Valve games that have been made on the Source Engine. I don't know what it is, it just happens to me. Now there is one Valve game that I've actually never checked out. I did play the original for all of 10 minutes, as impressive as that sounds. I always told myself, oh, I'll get around to checking it out. There's no rush, But the Source Engine version actually came out in 2005, and last month it became 14 years old. It's certainly safe to say that I've put off this game long enough, don't you think? So we're going to be doing the classic Is It Any Good in 2019, but this also doubles up as a first impressions. If you like the concept to this video and what I'm doing here, then please subscribe to the channel, become a part of the Team Tech Evolve community, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified to when I do videos like this. So when I first launched a game, the first thing I noticed was the art direction within the main menu. The background image definitely reminds me of a Team Fortress vibe. I don't know why this is, but maybe they employed the same person to do the concept art for this game. That is definitely a possibility, isn't it? So within the options to the game, you've actually got everything that you would have in Half-Life 2. I've always liked the layout of their menus because it's really easy to navigate even when finding servers. Server population within this game is actually really good as well. There were quite a few servers that actually had maxed out players. The biggest player count you're going to see in this game is about 34, which is actually quite reasonable for the size of the maps. It means that there's going to be plenty of conflicts, plenty of battles going on, and it's just going to be enjoyable. Talking about map design, there is smaller maps as well as bigger maps. The smaller maps can get very chaotic very fast. This is probably fun for a returning player, but for a new player, it can actually be a little bit frustrating. This just comes with a learning curve of the game, and there is one here. This isn't your typical run and gun spray and pray shooter, no. And I was actually guilty of trying this method out in the gameplay. It's okay if you got control over the weapon and the kick that it gives, because, well, just have a look at this clip. I'm actually doing nothing to the mouse right now, and as you can see, the spread of bullets up the wall is absolutely crazy. There's way more recoil in this game than even CS. It was safe to say that this kind of recoil was driving me up the wall. Really? I had to make that joke? Oh, it's okay. What is done is done. Moving on. Despite the learning curve, you can actually become quite adept in this game. And if you're used to sniping on like CSGO, then the transition to that aspect of the game can be done pretty fast. There are 6 classes per side. Weapon balance and variation is good as well. Guns ranging from the M1 Grand, Thompson, MP40, which is my personal favorite, STG, BAR, the Springfield, and bazookas, just to name a few, and the basic kit also comes with either a trench knife or a shovel, and usually comes with variation of grenades as well, anti-personnel and also smoke ones. All classes are easy to understand but hard to master, with the assault class actually being the fastest class of them all, because the heavier your gun is, the slower you move in this game. Switching to a knife or a pistol is a very good idea when covering distance. Mechanics are pretty much like CS Source in terms of what the player can do, but there is the slight difference of you can go prone in this game. This helps increase accuracy for the player. All in all, the mechanics and the classes are very fitting for a capture the flag scenario, and really are fitting to the objective-based gameplay that you find in Day of Defeat. Overall presentation and visual polish to this game is surprisingly quite nice. It offers quite a lot of charm. For being a 14-year-old game, the graphics don't actually look too bad, but I really do love the maps. I think they're strong. I think it might be one of the strongest elements of this game, to be honest. With that said, overall firefights are very intense. You really do get a sense of do or die. You have to immediately take action or you will pay for it. This is something that I feel has been lost in modern shooters, so when you do come across it in gameplay, it is absolutely bliss. As far as I could tell when playing, there was actually no cheaters about, there was no one being toxic down the microphones or being toxic in chat, and the community actually seems strong in this game, because there are some amazing and skilled players playing this game in 2019. They've obviously stuck with the game for a long time. That's the thing about these more competitive games on the Source engine. They really capture passion from the community and breed loyal players. Definitely a strength in terms of community, but this can also mean that there is a bigger skill gap in the game if you are new. So it's time for the final conclusion. Day of Defeat can be quite a challenge, but gripping and intense during gameplay. It has a good diversity of classes, but a good variety also of weapons. For the most part, gunplay is pretty easy to pick up, but incredibly hard to master. The higher skill ceiling to this game actually makes it feel more rewarding, and furthering that reward is the 54 achievements that you can unlock with the game. Community is good from what I've seen, and I didn't come across any suspicious activity during my time in game. Although you do want to know that I've only played this for a couple of hours so far, so your experience may differ on this. I think the audio and the visual quality of the game is held up alright, and overall gameplay is solid. I'm not saying that this is my favourite Source engine game, because honestly that couldn't be further away from the truth, but the game is definitely good enough and still in 2019 for me to consider to return to it. I definitely think it's the overall balance in this game that has kept people coming back. Although I could be mistaken, please let me know down in the comments if you played this game quite frequently. Let me know why you've stuck around and why you still do play it even now in 2019. All in all, if you haven't already played it, then I do recommend giving it a shot. All in all, a very decent game indeed. So that's going to do it for the video. If you liked the video, then please like it. If you thought it sucked, you know what to do. Consider subscribing to the channel, and come on, what are you waiting for? Become a part of the Team Tech Evolve community. We don't bite over here. You'll probably just find that we're all like-minded gamers just like you. Anyway, I've been Jaguar. Keep on laughing, keep on gaming, and I'll see you in the next video.